turn. So with that card, probably it was, yeah, because you see it was blue before. Okay. So that's what's happening. And this is a threaded in pattern. So no matter how I turn the cards forwards or backwards, I'm going to get this arrow pattern. Because it's set up to make only this arrow pattern, because it's a modern pattern. If it were a medieval pattern, I could, without talking to you, switch it around to be a different pattern. Okay. You can't do that with modern. Okay. And I just demonstrate modern most of the time because really 2.5 hours I don't want to tear it out. Yeah. But that's what's going on. And so that's how these tablets can do anything that this loom can do. So this is a 4-harness loom that weaves cloth. But just I could make, if I wanted to be totally foolish, I could have hundreds of cards and weave cloth with this. Absolutely. And I've made rugs. Do people do that? No, because they were not foolish. I've made rugs, but I've usually done it in strips. Okay. You could do that, but I can do any design, any structure she can do on this loom, I can do on these tablets. The patterning that I do on these tablets, she cannot recreate. So this is much more versatile. It's just for narrow wear. Okay. And so it was used in period for trim on your clothing, for saddle, for harnesses for horses, things like that. It's very strong. Did they use different fibers? Did they use it with silk? And there's silk and linen and wool is usually what was used. You look comfy. Okay. And,
I've never seen you in that outfit before.
Synthetics and cotton, but and metallic thread, because they brocaded the metallic.
Sharon?
So.
Hi!
Anytime. Oh, sure you do. Sure you do. Oh, you're very welcome. Feel free to take information on the different kinds of weaving if you want. Yeah.
I'd like to say I don't believe I did that, but I do believe I did that.
Hey, Jim and Cassandra.
Lady is not a good thing.
No.
No matter who your lady is.
That is very true.
So come in. Come on in. She'll even let you try it.
I will. You too could be drafted into weaving for the Baroness.
Duck under and come over here. Because she'll let you try it. And you can see both things at the same time. Well, one at a time anyway. So this is called tablet weaving. And the loom are these cards. And depending on how you thread them, what colors you put in, and which direction you turn them in, determines the pattern. What I'm doing is a modern pattern that will only make a couple of designs, and I'm turning the whole pack at once. In medieval patterning, which is, are there examples back over there, they were all threaded alike, and you turned each tablet separately to bring up the thread that you wanted. It can sometimes take several hours an inch in medieval patterning. I can't do that and talk to people, so I'd just be sitting here being rude if I did that. So this is just a modern pattern, but this is you just turn them forward or backwards in whichever case, and the pattern just occurs. You have to do a little more finagling if you're making your own pattern up as you go along. This set of cards can produce everything that can be produced on either of these two looms. You could make it that wide if you were totally crazy. But typically these were used to make trim, and the designs that you can make with the tablets cannot be made on any of the other looms. They can only be made on tablets. And there are several hundred different techniques within the subject matter of tablet weaving. So there are all kinds of ways to get true diagonal lines that cross back and forth, or straight lines and checks and that kind of thing. You can't do true diagonals, really, except in tablet weaving. It's all an illusion and everything else. This was done, we have a band from the Hallstatt culture in Austria, dated to about 1000 BC, in one of the most complicated of the techniques, which of course means they were doing it for a long time before they had gotten to that point. We have evidence of impressions in metal and clay that go back to 3000 BC. So it's been around a long time. They used it for trim on the clothing. They used it on a warp-weighted loom, which was the loom they used early on to space their warp. On this band, what we've done here is we've done long fringes, and these, I could put this up on a bar and then weave cloth on these long fringes, and that's what they did. And the twisting of the tablets keeps these from coming together. It keeps them spaced evenly so that you can weave cloth. The same thing that happens for her on this loom by putting them through the heddles. So this would just be tied up, and then you'd have this long curtain of thread, and that you would tie weights onto and weave cloth. It's also used, they use them for horse harnesses. They're extremely strong. We could take this, there's a silk band over there that's done in brown and green. It's done in sewing thread. It's strong enough to tow a truck. So they use them for horse harnesses and collars and leashes in decorative ways. And if you've ever seen a yurt is held together by a tablet woven band. That band that goes around it is actually structurally holding the whole structure up. And so it's very strong, it's very utilitarian, very useful, and you can make incredible patterns.
This is probably a lot more comfortable, and I don't think I could leave it. I know it looks like I'm weaving, but really I'm unweaving.
You're not supposed to give yourself away, nobody knows that.
They notice when they're weavers.
Words of wisdom.
No.
She can tell.
I wasn't looking though.
But I wasn't going to rat you out.
I appreciate it.
You weavers have got to stay together, right?
Yeah. I missed the treadle right there. Right there. I couldn't figure out why the pattern wasn't coming out. Wasn't coming out because I missed it.